What's up, everybody? It's Stephen A. Williams, president and founder of the creditrepairshop.com. In this video, I want to talk specifically about should you pay a debt collector or shouldn't you pay a debt collector who has purchased a debt. So let me start from the top on what this whole thing is all about because there's videos all over the internet. Don't pay, do this, do that, don't do this, don't do that. Let's just take it from the top. And if you've seen my videos, you know that I'm not a debt collector, but I get information straight from debt collectors and portfolio companies who buy huge amounts of debt and sell them to local debt collectors. There's companies like Sherman Acquisition, Midland Credit Management, LLC, Portfolio Recovery. What's the other one? There's numerous ones that are out there, and there's just regular what I consider mom and pop, but they're pretty nice sized firms that go after people for debts. Now, so this is what happens. And we're going to get into if you should pay or not pay. My decision on you paying or not paying is is done by factual research of if you should pay or not pay, not by just telling you you should not pay, because there's certain things that must be proven. So first, let's go with step one. Step one is they're going to buy this debt. The portfolio company is going to buy the debt from the original creditor. When they buy the debt from the original creditor, let me tell you some things that they never do get. They get it on microfiche, which is like someone giving you a computer like this. These little things here is like can hold a database on them. Some people think that it's a poker chip. They're like, Steve, you're gambling or something, but it's like a drive, and on that drive, it's going to have the all of the information that's in that portfolio. Now, they're going to also get an affidavit from someone who works in the accounting department with the company that they bought the portfolio from, the accounts. Portfolio is just another way of saying the accounts. They're going to get everything from them. They're going to get your name, they're gonna get your social security number, address, last known address, all of that stuff. Everything that they got, they're gonna get from them, and then they're gonna package that up, and then they're gonna sell it either to other debt collectors, or they're gonna try to come after you for it. So they're gonna get the affidavit saying that everything that they got, they from an accounting person that worked with that company, they're stating to them that everything is true on the portfolio that they got, which we know that there could be mistakes in there, but they're getting that. They're going to get some bank statements to prove that it was you. Some of the times they're going to get the contract. Most of the time they don't get the contract because the contract could have personal data on there that is not supposed to be shared with a third party. Some information can be shared with a third party. Most information cannot be shared with a third party. And that's even when someone buys. That's why they use these weird words like we were assigned, we assumed. Uh, they don't like using the word purchase because when they purchase it, it gets a little bit in a gray area on them sharing your information. They have to get certain permissions from you when they do that. So that's why they always use this assign. You'll notice when they do the court summons, they'll usually say that they were assigned or assumed. They don't like to use the word purchase, but on the agreement that they'll put on the affidavit, it'll say that they purchased that portfolio. One of the now let's start getting into do you have to pay or do you not have to pay? Now, they're going to send you a letter, demand letter stating that you have to pay that debt. It's going to have the original creditor and the debt collector on there. So the first thing that you need to do to line up if you're not going to have to pay or have to pay is to start responding to what they sent to you. So they send a demand letter, you send back. First, you want to check to see if it's past legal statute of limitations. Next thing that you want to do is you want, if it's not past legal statute of limitations, you want to submit information to them to make them aware that you know that they have to have certain information to even be able to continue coming after you for that debt. I do it by using a letter that's called a cease and desist collection activities letter. It's actually telling them to cease collection based on certain points that they have not given you in the original demand debt letter. They might try to come back and send you some documents. It's going to usually be bank statements or the statements from the original creditor, stuff like that. They will rarely send a contract. Even if they send a contract, you still have a way that you can fight it by asking them how to show you how they got access to your personal information. And then also on those is that they never reveal the total account number. And you can state that you want them to give you the entire account number because you potentially had multiple accounts uh, with that original creditor. So there's a lot of ways that you have out of it. So it's not just about saying that you're not going to pay them. What you're doing is you're making them prove every aspect of the debt that they're trying to get you to have to pay. So step one, do the statute of limitations, check the statute of limitations to make sure that you do have to pay the debt. Because if it's past a certain statute of limitations, which they do buy debt that is out of statute of limitations, or the statute of limitations might be a short window in your state, like some states only have a 3-year statute of limitations. If it's past that, then you're just basically notifying them that the debt is past the legal statute of limitations for them to collect. You don't even have to get into doing anything with debt validation and that type of stuff. But if it is not past legal statute of limitations, they purchased a portfolio, then you're going to go into back and forth of making them prove by doing the first cease and desist collection activities, which has a debt validation point in it. But it's mostly based on, that letter is mostly based on making them uh, prove to you that they have all the documentation and that an attorney on their staff have reviewed everything and that they know that the balances, the account number, and all of that stuff is true. Usually, when they when they're asked that question, they will say that an attorney has not reviewed it and that they do not know 100% that the information that they're sending you is true. They're only going off of what that individual said and what they got in that portfolio package. So that's your next step. Step number two, do the cease and desist collection activities. That can get you out of paying the debt. That's a legit way of getting you out of having to pay the debt. The next step is if they do respond back with some documents, then you want to go back and forth with the debt validation. And I give you that letter also. And when they respond to debt validation, what you're going to have to do is you're going to take some time and look at what they sent you. And it's going to always be things like bank statements or statements, that the original creditor was sending you. They're going to be redacted. It's not going to even have the true information. All of the information on there, and you have a right to have all of that information unredacted. That's where you're going to find out if this is a debt collector that'll take a bigger risk on going to court with redacted documents and taking a chance on the judge saying that they're not going to allow them to proceed, or you're going to get one that's going to say this person is asking us questions that we will not be able to get the answers to, and we're going to just have to back off. And that is a legitimate way of not having to pay a debt collector. So there's a lot of videos out there that just straight up say don't pay, and you see people with problems all over the place, people getting sued. I just made a video of one young lady that said that the police came to her doorstep with a judgment from a collection that she had to pay. So don't listen to those people who say you don't have to pay. What you should do is you need to go through the process that I just gave you. That's why I repeat it over and over in my videos, because that is the process to get out of paying a debt collection, even if it's one that you owe. But you have to go through that process, not just not responding and saying that you don't have to pay the debt. So if you need help with your credit, please visit us at our website, thecreditrepairshop.com. Watch the video, What Makes Us Different. Watch my 8-point validation process and my two-phase settlement process. If you need your credit reports and scores, go to the website your3scores.com and grab those reports. You can see the furnishers, everything from the people who are putting that information on your credit reports. If you need my statute of limitations letter, cease and desist collection activities letter, or the debt validation letter, I put them all three. The link is below this video. Use the one that pertains to your specific situation. Please like this video, please share it, please post your comments. And also, quick note, make sure that if you're seeing a response from me, that it has the credit repair shop with a black outline around the credit repair shop and not a blurry picture of me. That is me responding to your comments. Thank you for your time. This is Stephen A. Williams, President and Founder of the CreditRepairShop.com.